Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Show and Tell. I'm Chris, and this is a little show I do on the weekends where I talk about some of my collection, show it off a little bit, that way it doesn't have to sit somewhere and just, collecting dust. At least I can show it off to you guys, talk about it a little bit, how I feel about them, and, tell a little story here and there when I can think of them. Anyway, today is Vegeto, the Potara fusion of Goku and Vegeta. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in, talk about these guys over here. I can say, this isn't a bad figure, but I definitely can say that I don't care for what they did with the hair. It goes too straight up, and not like, back, kind of swept back a little bit, back and up. I know I'm kind of nitpicking with certain things, but it just makes him look a little different. And he's got the overly articulated head, I guess so he can nod. Yes, I am stronger than you, I guess. Face is unremarkable. Really not a whole lot going on. You can barely even see the earrings. They're a major part of his character, but you can kind of hardly even see them on this guy. Everything, his outfit's a little more black than it should be. It's supposed to be a little more blue. Everything else is good. It's not a bad figure. There's nothing really wrong with it, except I don't really care for the way that they did his hair for some reason. It's a little odd to me. Anyway, I will go ahead and talk about this next guy, and reason being is he is exactly the same figure, just with different paint job on the hair and the eyes. And when I say exactly the same figure, I mean down to, the shape of the hair and everything. This is the same guy. See? See how it's the same? I'll turn him just a bit so you can see it even more. Same hair, same arms, same color of, it's a little too dark again. The only difference is that this guy is a little more, his skin is a little more pink, a little more pinkish than the other one. And the orange, for some reason, is a tiny bit darker on this guy than it is on the other one. But other than that, it's the exact same figure, just with a tiny different paint job on the head. So there's nothing else to say about that. Not a bad figure, just the same issues as the other guy because it's the same figure. Alright, move on over to this guy. Vegeto again. There's nothing terribly wrong with this figure except for his stupid head. I really don't care for it. The colors are a little more accurate. Granted, when he's in his first, before he turns Super Saiyan, the blue is much darker, and then when he transforms, it's much more light bluish. But I like that they got the blue, that they lightened up the blue on this guy. And, but just look at his goofy, stupid head. His face doesn't seem to make any sense. And the hair, again, it goes straight up and not really, it's all one big clump. It doesn't feel like ordinary Super Saiyan hair. And of course they look different sometimes from scene to scene, but certain things just shouldn't change and shouldn't look so different. It looks like a wall. It looks like his hair just goes up into a wall, and I don't really care for that. You can barely see his eyes at all, little tiny pupils. His arms and hands are okay. You can kind of put him in different positions and stuff. It's not so bad, but I really cannot stand that head on this character, and the hair. But beggars can't be choosers. And they did their best, I guess. This one, even though it has some flaws, this is one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite out of all these Vegetos because it was the first one that I ever got. Not only the first one of Vegeto that I ever got, but the first, among the first, 3 characters that I ever bought. And it was in a blister pack. It wasn't one of the ones that I ordered, but it was part of the battle collection. And you could see the top comes off. Because it's 2 different pieces, 2 different solid pieces of plastic that form the top part of him, and then the bottom's just all solid. His hair is not as spiky as it should be, but they did a really good job, making the Potara earrings very, very visible from afar. You know, I'm okay with the look on his face. He's very shiny. He's a shiny guy. His hair looks like a pineapple or something, but I'm okay with it. He looks a little bit big because of the top piece being, you know, like looks like it goes over his shoulders a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I don't really mind it. He kind of looks like he has a butt in the front also. That's kind of silly. But, you know, not a bad figure. It's just, he's a little smooth, not as spiky as it should be, and, I mean, it's not so bad. He's got nice-sized, you know, irises, the green eyes. And, that's all there is to say about that one. And this guy over here, the biggin', let's bring him into the forefront here. He's a large one. He is super ridiculous looking. Overall, I'm going to stand him back here just for a moment so you can see that his body is too big for his head. His head is tiny. It's a really small head for this big body, and it just doesn't fit. And his clothes are like too big and baggy. He looks like a clown of some kind. Let's get into this weird looking face. I mean, what is that? Does that look like Vegeto to you? I don't think so. That looks like an old David Bowie, like what he would dress up like with makeup in like an old music video or something. I do like that they made the earrings, you know, very noticeable and stand out. The problem with doing the hair the way that they did it on this guy is there's certain angles where it looks right. Like certain angles, like that looks kind of cool. And, you know, spiky in the right ways, but if you turn it in just, like, the wrong way, he ends up, like, his hair doesn't match up. You know, he's got a big gap over here. So you gotta have him faced at, like, just the right angle to make him look like he's supposed to look. But, like, he's got big poofy cheeks. He looks like he has the mumps or something. And a tiny, tiny little silly mouth. His, I mean, like, I guess the eyes are okay. But, I don't know, there's something off about it. This is all very rubbery and movable, and I'm okay with that, but it's very, very, it's bulky. It's just like it makes his head look even smaller and more odd how big and bulky this is. They did some, you know, interesting detail in the boots and stuff. I don't even think that's accurate to have those little, you know, that little seam right there. I mean, it's got good detail in the clothing and everything. I just think his face and head looks really dumb to me. I don't really care for it. And his arms, I'll show you all the other angles, make sure I don't miss anything. His arms are at the glove spot, you know, right where the glove starts. That is, you can take that off and put these new hands on. And I really think that's pretty cool. And he even came, honestly, I don't remember if he came with these. There was a few characters that came with little fireballs. And I really think that's cool. Like, the fireballs by themselves are pretty sweet. But the detail in these gloves is really great. They did a really good job. With the little, they've even got little seams. You know, like, that's pretty cool. They, like, look at that. Look at the detail in this thing. And that's cool. You can put those on and maybe make him look a little less silly. Make him shoot some fireballs or something. But there you have it. That is the Vegeto episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like and a comment. And I'll let you know what we're going to be talking about next weekend right about now. Movie characters and villains. Part 1. See you next time, guys.